My whole life, I thought I was just different. The only black face in my Korean family. I had no idea I was a secret. A secret someone was being paid to keep. And I never knew the man hunting me was the same man who paid my mother to lie. The story of a black girl raised as a Korean. OHNI. This is the story of the lie I lived, the danger I uncovered, and the two mothers who fought to save me. This is my truth. If you want to see how this ends, you need to watch every single hour. This story is built to be binge-watched. Hit subscribe and turn on all notifications right now. You won't want to miss what happens next. And tell me in the comments, where in the world are you watching from? Let's see how far this story reaches. A baby girl is left in a woven basket on the steps of a traditional Korean hanok house in a quiet Seoul neighborhood. Her dark skin is a stark contrast to the pale blanket wrapped around her. Inside, a kind-hearted woman named Soonja hears the faint cry. She opens the door, looks down, and without a moment of hesitation, gathers the child into her arms. 23 years later, OHHNI moves through the sleek, modern heart of Seoul with practiced ease. She speaks fluent Korean, her manners are perfect, and she works as a junior curator at a prestigious art museum. But everywhere she goes, eyes follow her. Whispers trail behind her like shadows. The foreigner, they say, even though she has never known another home. Anai comes home to her mother, Soonja, who runs a small, beloved rice cake shop. Their love is deep and quiet, spoken through shared meals and familiar routines. But Anai carries a hollow space inside her. She has no story of her beginnings. Soonja has always gently said, "Your story begins the day I found you." At the museum, a new exhibition arrives, Faces of the Forgotten, a collection of portraits from around the world. As Anai unpacks a crate, she freezes. The painting is of a woman from a rural American town. The woman has deep brown eyes and a smile that feels like a memory Anai can't quite reach. Most shocking is the woman's skin. It is the same rich, dark brown as Anai's. That night, Anai stares at her reflection, then at a faded photo of Soonja holding her as a baby. The duality of her life cracks open. Who is she? The polite Korean daughter, or this ghost from a painting? She confronts Soonja, her voice trembling. "Appa, before he died, did he ever say where I came from?" Soonja's hands still, her knuckles white. A look of profound fear flashes across her face, a look Anai has never seen before. "Some questions," Soonja says, her voice tight, "are better left unasked. For our safety." This is the first time Anai hears the word safety connected to her past. The next day, a well-dressed American man, Mr. Davenport, visits the museum. He stops in front of the portrait. He then turns and sees Anai. His calm facade shatters for a split second, a flicker of shock, then intense calculation. He approaches, his smile too smooth. "A remarkable painting," he says, his eyes locked on hers. It's like looking at a ghost. Anai feels a cold dread slide down her spine. The hunt for her truth has begun, and someone is already watching. Anai avoids Mr. Davenport, but she feels his presence. She uses the museum archives to research the painting's origin, a small town in Virginia, USA, called Cedar Grove. She finds a local newspaper digitized from 24 years ago. The headline steals her breath. Local couple and infant daughter presumed dead in tragic fire. The article says James and Lena Miller died, but there is no photo of the baby. A cold certainty grips Anai. She calls the Cedar Grove Library, her English awkward from disuse. An elderly librarian confirms it. The Miller's baby, her body was never officially identified. Such a tragedy. Anai rushes home, her mind reeling. She is about to burst into the shop when she sees two intimidating Korean men in dark suits talking to Soonja. They are not customers. Soonja's posture is rigid, her face pale as she nods. One man places a heavy envelope on the counter. Soonja does not touch it. Anai slips in the back door. She hears the men leave. She finds Soonja clutching the envelope, tears in her eyes. Who were they? Anai demands. Soonja shakes her head.
A debt.
From her father. But Anai sees the lie. She notices a business card left behind. It has a simple, embossed logo, a stylized K. That night, Anai searches online for the logo. It leads her down a hidden path of forum whispers about the Korea Alliance, a powerful network with political ties and rumored darker connections. Her adopted father was a low-level government clerk. He had no debts to such people. Driven by fear and clarity, Anai makes a decision. She tells Soonja she is taking a sudden research trip for work. She books a one-way ticket to Virginia, USA. At the airport, she looks back at the city she called home. It now feels like a beautiful, gilded cage. As she boards the plane, a man watches from the departures hall. It is Mr. Davenport. He speaks softly into his phone. The asset is in motion. She's heading to the origin point. Containment protocol is advised. He hangs up and dials another number in Seoul. The line picks up. It's one of the dark-suited men from the shop. Anai arrives in Cedar Grove, Virginia. The green, sprawling openness is alien to her. She rents a car, her nerves tight. Following the old news article's address, she drives to where the Miller house once stood. It's an empty, overgrown lot. A single, charred brick foundation is barely visible. She visits the local cemetery. She finds the modest headstones for James and Lena Miller. The dates confirm they died shortly after she was left in Seoul. Kneeling there, she feels a grief for people she never knew. Next to their graves is a smaller, heartbreaking marker. Baby girl Miller, beloved, never forgotten. A voice interrupts her. You're kin, aren't you? It's an older black woman, tending a nearby plot. Her name is Olivia. She looks at Anai with sharp, knowing eyes. You have Lena's eyes. I was her best friend. Anai's world tilts. In Olivia's cozy living room, over sweet tea, the story spills out. James Miller was a whistleblower at a tech firm contracting with the U.S. military. He discovered a data-selling scheme to a foreign syndicate. He was about to go to the authorities, Olivia says, her voice low. Then the fire happened. They said it was faulty wiring. Olivia leans forward. But Lena, she was smart. She was scared for weeks. She told me, if anything happens to us, a friend will get our baby to safety. Far away. She takes Anai's hand. They didn't just want to shut James up. They wanted to erase his whole line. Anai feels the truth land like a physical blow. She was not abandoned. She was rescued. Her parents died for a secret. And someone, perhaps the Korea Alliance, has been paying Soonja to keep her hidden and quiet all these years. The envelope was not a debt. It was a payment. Back at her motel, Anai feels paralyzed. She is not just a woman searching for her past. She is a living piece of evidence. Her phone rings. It's Soonja, sounding frantic. Anaya, come home. It's not safe there. Please. Before Anai can answer, she hears a distinct sound through the phone. The shop door's bell, followed by heavy footsteps. The line goes dead. Panicked, Anai calls the Seoul police. They promise to check on Soonja. Hours crawl by. Finally, an officer calls back. The shop is closed, madam. No one is there. No sign of disturbance. This is worse. Soonja never closes the shop. Anai knows she must disappear. She checks out of the motel, pays cash for a different one across town. As she pulls away, she sees a familiar sedan parked down the street. Mr. Davenport is behind the wheel, talking on his phone. At the new motel, Anai feels utterly alone. She replays Olivia's words. Who was the friend who took her to Korea? She digs through the digital archives of the local paper again, looking for any connection between Cedar Grove and Korea. She finds nothing. Exhausted, she dreams of Soonja's hands making rice cakes, which then morph into the flames of a fire. She wakes up gasping. A new thought strikes her. Her biological father was a tech whistleblower. What if he left a trail? A digital message for her? She goes to the town's public library. On a computer, she searches every variation of James Miller's name plus keywords like legacy or message. Nothing. In despair, she tries something simple. For my daughter. The search engine returns an old, nearly defunct video hosting site. One username catches her eye, J_Miller_truth. The account has one video, uploaded 24 years ago. The thumbnail is a generic sunset. Her hand shakes as she clicks it. The video loads. A man with a kind, tired face appears. James Miller. If you're watching this, he says, then the plan worked. You're safe, and you're old enough to seek this out. He smiles, but it's sad. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there to tell you stories. I love you. To find your story, look for the key. It's in the song your mother always sang. The video cuts to a short, silent clip of a woman, Lena, holding a baby. She is smiling, singing a lullaby. On stares, memorizing the shape of the words on her mother's lips. The video ends. On sits in the library, tears streaming down her face silently. She has just met her father. On returns to Olivia's house, humming the lullaby she saw in the video. Olivia's eyes widen. Lena's song. She sang it all the time. Hush, little darling, don't you cry. It was an old spiritual her grandmother taught her. On feels a surge of connection. He's said to look for a key. In the song. Olivia thinks hard. The only key I remember. Lena had a safety deposit box at First Virginia Bank. James gave her a key for their anniversary. Said it was for the most important things. The bank still exists. On goes, her heart pounding. She has no key, no ID. She explains her situation to the bank manager, a stern woman. It goes nowhere. As On pleads, she mentions James Miller and the fire. The manager's expression changes. Wait here. She returns with an older security guard. He looks at On, then nods slowly. I remember the Millers. Good people. After they passed, we had instructions. If anyone ever came asking specifically about a key left in trust, we were to contact a law firm. The protocol was never triggered because no one ever came asking for a key. With the guard's backing, the manager agrees to open the box with a court order override, which will take days. But she lets On see the box in the secure room. It's a small, metal rectangle. On places her hand on its cold surface. This is the closest she's been to her parents in over 2 decades. Leaving the bank, On feels a flicker of hope. It is instantly extinguished. Parked outside is Mr. Davenport's sedan. He doesn't approach. He just watches. The message is clear. I am always here. That night, On can't sleep. She reviews the video on her phone. In the background of the clip with Lena, she sees a bookshelf. One book spine is clearer than others, the collected poems of Robert Frost. She zooms in. It's on a high shelf, tilted. She calls Olivia. Did my parents have a favorite poem? Or book of poems? Olivia laughs softly. James was a romantic. He loved Frost. He said his favorite poem was The Road Not Taken. He used to say he and Lena took the road less traveled by. The next morning, On drives back to the empty lot where her first home stood. She walks to the approximate spot where the bookshelf would have been. It's just weeds and dirt now. But at the edge of the property, an old, gnarled tree stands. Its roots are massive. Remembering the road less traveled, On looks at the path of the roots. One root bulges up in an unusual way. She kneels and digs with her hands in the soft earth beneath it. Her fingers scrape against something hard and metal. She pulls it out. It's a rusted, old-fashioned key, wrapped in crumbling plastic. It's not a safety deposit key. It's smaller, a house key, to a house that no longer exists. Taped to it is a faded, waterproof sleeve. Inside is a slip of paper with an address in Busan, South Korea. The world spins. The trail doesn't lead forward in America. It leads back to Korea. Her parents had a connection to Busan. Was that the friend's location? Is this where she was taken before Seoul? Mr. Davenport is still out there. She must get this key and address back to Korea without him knowing. She goes to a shipping store. She buys a small, sturdy box. She places the key and note inside. She addresses it to herself, care of the museum in Seoul. She uses her workplace address, hoping it's neutral ground. As she fills out the forms, she feels a presence. Davenport is across the street, pretending to read a newspaper. He's making sure she knows he's watching. Anai makes a decision. She pays for the slowest, most untraceable shipping. Then, she buys a second identical box. She fills it with motel stationery and a cheap keychain from the gift shop. She leaves the store with the decoy box prominently in her hand. She drives to the post office and mails the real box using a different service. Then, she drives to a remote park. She gets out holding the decoy box. She walks to a large public trash can and, making sure Davenport can see from his car, she throws the box away with a look of defeat. She drives off. In her mirror, she sees Davenport's car stop. He gets out and walks to the trash can. He's taken the bait. It will buy her a little time. Back at her motel, she books a flight back to Seoul for the next day. Her mission has changed. She must find the address in Busan, and she must find Sunja. She calls the rice cake shop again. No answer. She calls a childhood friend, Minjun, a kind and worried man who has always had feelings for her. Anai, where are you? Men came looking for you. They scared your mother.
She's gone.
I don't know where. Anai's blood runs cold. Sunja is missing because of her. The guilt is crushing. Minjun's voice is gentle but firm. Come home. Let me help you. On the long flight back to Seoul, Anai holds the shipping receipt for the real box like a lifeline. She is no longer a passive daughter. She is a detective in her own life story. She looks out at the clouds, whispering to Sunja and to her birth parents, I'm coming. I will find the truth. And I will find you. As the plane descends into Incheon, she feels the weight of two worlds on her shoulders. She is Anai, the Korean daughter. And she is the lost daughter of James and Lena Miller. Both are in terrible danger. The landing gear touches down. The hunt is on. Anai goes straight to Minjun's apartment, not her own. He is relieved to see her. He tells her the men who came were not polite. They demanded to know where Anai went. Sunja refused to tell them. The next day, she was gone. The shop has been closed for days. Minjun, who works in data security, has been trying to help. He shows her a blurred image from a traffic camera near the shop the night she disappeared. It shows Sunja being led, not forced, into a black car by one of the suited men. She went willingly, Minjun says. To protect you, Anai. To lead them away from your trail. Anai feels a surge of love and fury. She shows Minjun the Busan address from the key. He runs a search. The address is for a defunct shipping office in an old port district of Busan, demolished 5 years ago. It's another dead end. Desperate, Anai remembers the K logo. She asks Minjun to dig deeper into the Korea alliance. He hesitates, warning it's dangerous. She insists. As he works his digital magic, Anai goes to the museum to see if her package from America has arrived. It hasn't. At the museum, she feels a new fear. Her supervisor pulls her aside. 2 men were here asking about your research trip, Anai. They looked like government. Is everything all right? The net is closing around her in her own home. Returning to Minjun's, she finds him pale. The Korea Alliance, it's not just a network. It's a kind of private intelligence agency. They do cleanup for conglomerates and politicians. If they have your mother, she's a bargaining chip. For you. Anai knows what she must do. She must trade herself for Sunja. But first she needs leverage. The key must open something. She thinks of the video. The song your mother always sang. The lullaby. She hums it for Minjun. It's an American spiritual, she says. But what if it's also a code? Minjun, the tech expert, gets an idea. A musical sequence can be converted to numbers. Notes to a code. He maps the melody's notes to numbers. It creates a string, 8-5-19-20. He converts the numbers to letters using a simple cipher, 1 equals A, 2 equals B. It spells out a word, H-E-S-T, Hest. Anai says, confused. Then it hits her. Not Hest. It's a fragment. She types it into Minjun's computer with the word key. Hestkey. Nothing. Then she tries it as a compound word. Hestkey. A single, obscure result appears. A user comment on a 20-year-old boating forum for the Busan harbor. The username is Hestkey. The comment is just numbers and letters. Dock 7, C, 12, LED. It's a location. In the Busan port. Not for a demolished office, but for a specific shipping container. The key isn't for a house. It's for a storage container. Her father's road less traveled was a literal container in a port, a time capsule waiting for her. An and Minjun share a look. This is it. The truth is in Busan. But going there means walking directly into the territory of the Korea Alliance, who are clearly monitoring her. And they still have Sunja. An makes a plan. She will go to Busan. But first, she needs to draw the wolves away from the one she loves. She picks up her phone. It's time to call Mr. Davenport. An makes the call. Her voice is steady, a skill learned from a lifetime of hiding in plain sight. Mr. Davenport, I know what you want. I'll give you the evidence my father hid. But you bring my mother, Sunja, to me first, unharmed. She names a public location in Seoul, the crowded observation deck of Namsan Tower at noon. Davenport, his tone smooth as oil, agrees. A wise choice. Come alone. Minjun grips her arm, his face etched with fear. It's a trap. They'll take you both. An knows this. Her plan is different. She gives Minjun the real location from the forum. Dock 7, C, 12, LED. Go to Busan. Find the container. Open it with this, she says, pressing the rusted key into his hand. If I don't call you by 1 p.m., take whatever is inside and run. Go to the biggest newspaper you can find. Minjun refuses. He won't leave her. For the first time, the careful distance between them vanishes. He pulls her into a tight, desperate embrace. It's not the hug of a childhood friend. It's the grip of a man terrified of losing the woman he loves. We do this together, he whispers. Or not at all. An feels the solid warmth of him and, for a fleeting second, allows herself to lean in. Then she pulls back, her resolve hardening. This is how we do it together. You find the truth. I buy you the time. At 11:45 a.m., An stands on the observation deck, the wind whipping her hair. The city sprawls below, a place that is both home and battlefield. At exactly noon, the elevator doors open. Sunja steps out, looking small and tired but unharmed. Behind her is Mr. Davenport and one of the suited Korean men. An runs to Sunja, clutching her. I'm so sorry, Yama, she whispers in Korean. Sunja shakes her head, tears in her eyes. You are my daughter. That is the only truth that matters. Davenport clears his throat. The sentimental reunion is touching. The evidence. Now. An faces him. It's in Busan. At the port. A flicker of anger crosses Davenport's face. He knows she stalled. He nods to his associate, who grabs Sunja's arm. Then we will all take a trip to Busan. Together. Meanwhile, Minjun is at Dock 7 in Busan. The place is a maze of rusting containers. He finds C-12. It's an old, weather-beaten container. His hands shake as he fits the key into a padlock. It clicks open. He heaves the heavy door aside. Inside, it's not stacks of papers. It's a small, preserved space. A single desk, a computer from 2 decades ago, and walls covered in photos, notes, and diagrams. James Miller's entire investigation. At the center of the desk is a sealed envelope with a modern-looking flash drive taped to it. The envelope is addressed in neat English, for my daughter. Back in Seoul, the group is forced into a black van. Davenport sits across from An and Sunja. During the long drive to Busan, he talks. He's not just a hired hand. He was the liaison for the American tech firm, the one who brokered the deal with the Korea Alliance. James Miller's evidence implicates powerful people on both sides of the ocean. You were the loose end, he says to An, the one living piece that could connect the crime to the cover-up. We paid your kindly caretaker to keep you quiet and ignorant. She did a remarkable job. Until now. Sunja speaks, her voice fierce with a mother's defiance. I took the money to protect her. To give her a life. The only thing I ever hid from her was how scared I was. She looks at Ah and I. The man who brought you to me, your father's friend, he was a Korean sailor your father saved years before. He owed him a life debt. He risked everything to get you out. He died last year. He was the only other person who knew. The van arrives at the port at dusk. They are marched toward the maze of containers. Davenport has a gun, discreet but visible. He forces them toward Dock 7. Minjun hears the footsteps. He has just finished skimming the contents of the flash drive on his laptop. It's all there, names, accounts, transaction records. He looks around the dark container. He sees it, a small, battery-powered LED light stick, the kind used by dock workers. The final part of the clue. He snaps it on, casting a green glow. The light is visible from the alley between containers. Davenport sees it. There, he hisses, shoving On-I forward. They reach the open container. Minjun stands in the doorway, the green LED light making his face look ghostly. He holds up the flash drive. It's over. I've already emailed the key files to 3 major news outlets. They have it all. Davenport's calm shatters. He raises his gun, not at Minjun, but at Sunja. Drop it all, or the mother dies first. A standoff. The silence is broken by the distant horn of a ship. On-I steps between the gun and Sunja. She looks Davenport in the eye. You kill her, you kill me. And then you have nothing to trade. The evidence is already gone. Your bosses will want someone to blame. That will be you. Davenport hesitates, the business logic of it warring with his rage. In that second of hesitation, Minjun throws the heavy LED light stick. It strikes Davenport's wrist. The gun clatters to the ground. On-I doesn't hesitate. She shoves Sunja toward Minjun and tackles Davenport, her years of repressed fury giving her strength. They struggle for the gun on the grimy concrete. It's not a graceful fight. It's desperate, raw, and terrifying. A shot rings out, deafening in the metal canyon. On-I freezes on top of Davenport. He goes limp, a red stain blooming on his shoulder. She scrambles back, horrified. The shot came from behind her. Standing there, holding Davenport's own second gun, which he had dropped, is Sunja. Her hands are trembling, but her aim was true. She wasn't aiming to kill, but to protect her child. Her face is a mask of primal love and terror. Sirens wail in the distance. The news outlets had alerted the authorities after Minjun's email. The sound grows closer. It's over. Weeks later, On-I stands with Sunja and Minjun outside their rebuilt rice cake shop. The scandal has exploded, toppling careers across 2 countries. On-I is a quiet hero, but she seeks no fame. She has what she needs. She holds 2 photos on her phone. One of James and Lena Miller, smiling. One of Sunja, holding her as a baby. She has 2 mothers. 2 fathers, if she counts the brave sailor. She has a past that is no longer a hollow space, but a foundation. Minjun takes her hand. No words are needed. The slow, steady burn has become a warm and certain flame. She looks from him to Sunja, to the Seoul skyline. She is On-I. She is the daughter of James and Lena. She is finally completely home. The story of where she came from is finished. The story of who she chooses to be is just beginning.